All right, here we go. Let's hop into it. Almost forgot what we were drawing. All right, sorry I'm not talking much. Just trying to get some of the basic drawing out here. It's playing a saxophone. Trying to keep something, obvious, but also, interpretive as well. Oh, thanks for following. Tav, artist, welcome. It's more of a chromatic link and an art app for artists to draw together. Oh, that's cool. They're private jams. So kind of like Gardic phone. Tav, welcome to the community. It says you're an artist, right, in your name. What kind of art do you do? Currently drawing a fella here playing the saxophone is what I'm going for, and trying to keep it loose, and interpretive. So, we know what it is, but also I don't want it to be, I want it to be loose and fun. So let's see where our shadows might be. Something like that. All right. And there's no right or wrong answer here. We're just kind of seeing what happens. Might work, might not. That's okay. I'm kind of digging that. Let's give him something like this. This whole part here. Kind of give him a couple little shadows here. Something like that. Something like this. Alright. So just to give it another kind of texture. Oh, Tab, you joined the Discord and the Twitch. Thanks. Awesome. Share some art with us. Let's take a look at it. A lot of times we do portraits, but trying some new stuff here just for fun, I think it's about time we get a fresh paper towel. These guys are soaked in charcoal. Let's see what we got here. So let's find some highlights now. I feel like our fella here, one thing I missed before we moved on to our highlights, he's wearing a striped shirt. Maybe I can imply that shirt as well. Something like this. Yeah, and nothing has to be perfect. He's also wearing glasses. It would be nice to kind of imply those as well. Okay, I can get with that. I'm not trying to put all the pieces in the right places necessarily. I'm just kind of putting the pieces down, What's up, Goo Man? Yeah, I love working with charcoal. What kind of drawings do you do, Goo Man? Let's see them. Alright, so let's find some highlights here. Yeah, be sure and like or subscribe or join the Twitch or follow. I don't know if you're on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, join the Twitch. If you're on Twitch, join the YouTube. Also, imply his mouth might be on this, something like that, and maybe there's a highlight on an ear here. And there's no right answers here. And I'm looking at a picture here on Google. I just Googled a picture of a man playing the saxophone. And I'm just kind of using it as a loose reference, it kind of got me started, but it doesn't have to look like the reference. It just has to be kind of fun and expressive for me, and hopefully that makes it fun and expressive for anybody else who wants to take a look at it. Let's see. I think we're done. What do we think? How do you like that? Mostly design now, Goo Man says. Got some oil and charcoal acrylic painting from high school. Well, design is cool too. What kind of designs do you do, Goo Man? Again, you can, if you want to pop on over to the Twitch, join the Discord. Show us some of your art. Oh, cool. Tab put some stuff in the Discord. We'll take a look in just a second. I'm gonna do a few drawings, and then when we wrap up, I'll take a look at everybody's art. Thanks so much for sharing on the Discord. Oh, you know what? Look here. This is when I should do the thumbnail. You can just barely see the drawing. Good enough. All right, so there it is. There's our saxophone guy. What do we think? Can we tell it's a saxophone guy? Do you love it? Do you hate it? What do you rate it? Alright, so let's do another one. We'll take turns. We'll do faces and we'll do figures. If anybody's got a request, just let me know. Alright, get this guy clamped down. Then we'll do a face this time instead of a figure. Alright. 10 out of 10. Thanks, Taff. Slack says the band kid in me is saying that saxophone is held wrong. Hey, I was looking at the reference. That's how we held it in the picture. So we're gonna do a portrait this time. Alright, let's go. Okay. And you'll notice I I'm using two hands here. Funsies. Okay. What do you think? Do you think there's a face in there? Can you see it? Just try to bring it out a little more. Like that. Finding all the darkest parts of the face first. Something like that. Alright. Can y'all see a face there? That was pretty quick. We got that out, huh? Alright, so now let's find some shadows on this person. This guy or this gal or this non-binary pal. Does anybody see anything particular here? What is this person's name? What are they into? Alright. Voila. What do we think? Can you see it? So a little bit of smudging here. Say a little bit. We do a lot of bit of smudging. Kind of help me bring out some like dimensionality in it. So we'll have some extra mid-tones. If we really want to get in there and soften that up, it'll give us like a nice little soft gray to work with. A little bit of like an underpainting. What's up? Hi, Jaden. Thanks for joining the chat. Be sure and like or subscribe, or if you're on YouTube, we're also live on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, we're also live on YouTube, so join either one of those communities if you want. Also, we have a Discord if you'd like to join in something like that. So I'm just using a gum eraser is what it's called in order to like find some highlights, where some highlights might be, you know, something like that. And then at the end, I kind of like to define the eyes, the pupil the most, so we kind of know where to look. You know, kind of forces the audience to look right into the eyeballs. So what we'll do is we'll finish off with like a highlight in the pupil here. And be sure to put the highlight on the same side as the highlighted side of the face. I'm using an electric eraser. Boom! I think there we go. There's our face. What do we think? Look like a face to you? Alright. I'm always losing my stuff. Here we go. Let's finish it off with a signature. Done. Donezo. Alright. Moving on. Alright, so we're going to do another figure this time. Another jazz musician. Be double checked by Flag. But Flag, I'll remind you, I am also a band nerd. And love art styles when people use grayscales with charcoal. Masterpiece. Thanks, Taff. Word Anarchist, what up? How are you? Thanks for stopping in. Word Anarchist, are you an artist? Are you a writer, maybe? Thanks for joining. What's the channel on Discord? It's the same thing, Gabriel Saint Art, I think. I'm good, Word Anarchist says. Are you an artist, my guy, my gal, my non-binary pal? Are you you're a writer? Very cool. I'm a writer as well, and a director. You should check out my business partner, Derek DeNicola Writer. He's probably streaming right now. Can't exactly remember how I got here. It's here a few months ago. Nice. Well, thanks for joining. If you're a writer, seriously, my business partner who I work with in film, he's a writer. His name is Derek DeNicola Writer. And he is... Oh, gotcha. Okay, he's probably streaming right now. Cool! Well, now we remember how we know each other. Look at this pencil. Look at this pencil I'm working with. It's very small pencil. All right, let's do another musician. I think we'll do a guitarist. I'm just gonna look up a guitarist on Google and use him as a reference and then just kind of make it up from there. Okay, we're gonna go two-handed again. I've got him up on my phone, you on the laptop. Nice, appreciate the watch. How is the puppets? It's a very... Oh, shit, that's funny. That's fucking funny. That's fucking funny. I see why you're the Word Anarchist. That shit was funny. Goo Man, did you find the you don't get to see my face. What up? Goo Man, did you find the Twitch stream, the Discord? Alright, so let's do this jazz musician. Okay. Right, something like that. Alright, okay. Right. Also got maybe trying to get this out without too many lines. Fucking tough with two hands, but that's okay. That's the fun, right? This happens every time. It's gonna be bigger back here. All right. What do we think? Does that look like a guitarist? See, look, that's the whole thing. You gotta not care too much. Close enough, you know. It's like, how many obstacles can I put in my way, and then once I've done that, I can go back and make my drawing of it. I hope. And if not, who cares, you know? And I'm just putting the right lines and the right shadows, but are the right lines and the right shadows in the right places? Probably not, but I don't care. Part of what I'm trying to do here is just like, I want to have fun moving the charcoal around on the paper more than I want to draw a perfect picture, you know? It's fun to just kind of scribble or doodle, you know? And as long as I'm getting that feeling, I feel like I'm on the right track, you know? So now I'm just gonna try to find where the shadows are. And the thing that's kind of interesting to me is like, even though I keep telling myself I'm not gonna try, or I'm just gonna throw caution to the wind or throw all the rules, I still find at the end, somehow, for some reason, it makes sense. It's like it takes something that doesn't make any kind of sense at all, and over time, you try to make sense out of it, you know? And if that ain't a metaphor for life, I don't fucking know what is. Alright, so and again, I'm seeing shadows here on his face, and so I'm kind of trying to interpret where the highlights and the shadows are to each other. I'm not really concerning myself with proportion or things like that. Like I am thinking composition, but I'm not thinking proportions or rules, or I'm just gonna kind of let the drawing kind of do its thing and try not to get in its way. Does this look like a drawing of a guitarist, or have I lost it? He's supposed to be sitting on a little stool there with his legs kicked up. Can you see that? Oh yeah, it works. I can be okay with it. And some things I can just fudge a little bit. Like, those aren't on their original drawing. And then like maybe just find some stuff like that. Alright, so let's go to our paper towel here and do some smudging. Jaden says he sees it. What channel is the Discord? I'm gonna put it on the Twitch chat. So if you go to the Twitch, I can link to it. Oh, Mama Buckle, that's right. Alright, so let's see if we can try something here. This is always the scary part. Alright, see if we look better. Kind of give you a look at it from a distance. Is it look better or worse once I do the smudging? So it's hard to say. Alright, so now we found the shadows. We smudged. Now, let's find the highlights. The highlight here. It's got like this hair pushed back on the sides here. Maybe we can find a little bit like a highlight on his ear here. Like across his brow. And again, like his nose comes down here. I don't know if any of this is correct, like where I was drawing his face earlier, but it's okay. Maybe it'll give the impression that he was moving, or that he is moving, but it's not my job to make a perfect drawing. It's just my job to enjoy making the drawing, and I think there's something in a drawing that's fun to make is also going to be fun to look at, so I don't want to take the fun out of it. When you get frustrated when you're trying to make a drawing and it's not coming together, you could just bypass that altogether if you're just like, you know what, I'm not trying to make it look perfect. I'm not trying to make it look realistic. I'm not trying to follow all the rules perfectly. And I'm not saying you should abandon the rules. I'm following every single rule. I'm not concerning myself with editing while I'm drawing. Like I'm not trying to say, oh, that's not where that line goes, or that's not where that highlight goes. That's not the perfect place. I see a highlight on the image that I'm drawing, and then I put it down on the paper. And then if it's not in the right place, okay, doesn't matter. And I just move on. And if I spend too much time on one spot, or too much time being concerned about everything being in the perfect spot, sometimes it'll pull the fun out of it for me. And I think it'll pull the fun out of it for the viewer sometimes too. It's like it's almost like a joint effort here. What's up, Patrick? Thanks, mate. If you leave the drawing kind of loose, you're kind of forcing the audience to do some of the lifting. It's like when you look at a cloud and you can see something amazing, or you see a drawing in the cloud or an object in the cloud. There's no object in the cloud. Your imagination is doing all that work. And I kind of feel like you can draw in a way with that same thing in mind, where it's like, I have a drawing here, obviously, that I'm doing, but also like how much of the drawing is me and how much of the drawing is kind of your imagination seeing something here. And and who's doing the most amount of work here, the artist or the viewer? But I think that's kind of the fun. It's like, how loose can I keep it and we all still see a guitarist, and are we all seeing the same guitarist? All right, I think he's done. Can we see it? Can everybody see my impressionistic cubist drawing? All right, so let me make sure I'm talking to y'all. What's up, Patrick? Thanks for joining the chat. What's up, Jaden? Looks like you found it. Goo Goo Man. What up? Flag, you still hanging out? Word Anarchist. What up to you? Tav, you still hanging around? I guess Tav and Tavern, must be the same person, right? All right, I just was giving everybody a shout out right quick. Hit him with another thumbnail. So this is what the thumbnail is gonna look like when you get to the YouTube channel I post a video. So that's what you look for when you wanna go see. All right. Let me, need to get something to drink. Oh, here we go. I gotta have my smoothie. So I think next up we'll do another portrait. Oh, I forgot to sign. Next up we'll do another portrait, and then we'll do another figure. If anybody has any requests, hit me up. You're drawing someone sipping at the coffee shop? We'll post in the Discord so we can see it. You can call me Poyo, Ari. I'm not sure what I've heard the Poyo. I'm hip to the interweb. All right. So now, moving on from the guitarista. All right. If you're on the Twitch, check out the YouTube. If you're on the YouTube, check out the Twitch. Be sure, and ain't no way I said hip. Did I say hip? I got hit with an unk emoji. I don't think I said hip. Oh yeah, that's better. Oh, you like this angle better, Patrick? Yeah, Patrick, be sure and like or subscribe or follow. Come check out the Twitch, join the Discord. As soon as we get through a couple more, I'm hip to the interwebs. Okay, I may have said I'm hip. I'm hip to the interwebs. That does sound like something I would have said. All right, we're gonna do another drawing. Y'all ready? A portrait. All right, so check it out. I want everybody, when you see the face, I need you to give me a big capital F-A-C-E, however you spell face. Whoever sees the face first wins. Are you ready? Because I am hip to the interwebs, no doubt. No diggity. All right? Do we see a face? How about now? Do we see a face yet? Is there a face there? Well, this is kind of fun doing it in pieces like this, maybe. Oh, do we see a face yet? Like, what part of it is where it's like, oh, there it is. There's a face. Could I just say I'm done? This drawing is finished? There it is, right? Flag sees it. Flag wins. Can I just be done with that now? Can I just say there's my face, I'm finished? I mean, I guess I could do what the fuck I want. But, I just mean like existential question of when is it a face, when is it not a face? And I still think like so much of the work is being done by you watching, or like even I'm kind of surprised when I see the face. I don't know what it's gonna look like. I don't expect it, and then when it comes out, I'm like, oh, look at that face. Who knows? Do you know this person? All right, so now we're gonna add some shadows, something like that, and I'm just trying to put like high contrast area, eyes, ears, nostrils, lips, under the chin. We use our paper towel to do a little bit of smudging. This always makes me nervous. I always like really start liking the drawing, and then as soon as I do some of the smudging, I start to get critical. Like, oh, it's changed so much, and it was so good, and is it better or is it worse? And it's like, I don't know why at this point in the process I start getting critical. But I have to just trust the process, smudge some of the lines around, and see what they become. And it might change 3 or 4 times in the drawing before I stop, and I might like it, hate it, And then when I'm done with it, I realize none of that mattered. Like liking it, hating it, that internal battle that I'm dealing with every second I'm drawing, it's irrelevant to the drawing. Because when I'm done with it, you just close your notebook and you go about your day. And I wonder, damn, why was I beating myself up about that drawing? It's like, so what I try to do is like not do that, you know? No sense in beating yourself up at any point in time, much less when you're having fun drawing. So I just kind of like actively avoiding that part of my self that's going to try to like criticize my work before I'm done with it. And that way I can finish the drawing before the little editor in my mind says it's not good enough, or I didn't like that line, or I don't like the way you're shading, or that's not what a person looks like. And before that person can say anything, I'm done. Who cares if it's good or bad, or doesn't matter. I had fun doing it, you know? What do you think? Right? That wasn't tough. That was easy. Who you looking at, bro? Who you looking at? Alright, I guess I need to sign. Yeah, so that's fun. That was fun for me. I'll put all these on a website soon. So you could buy them or just look through them or whatever. All of the above. Of course, love your free flowing. Yeah, you're right, Patrick says. I gotta go. Sub to keep up the great work. Thanks, Patrick. Thanks for hanging out and all the positive feedback. All right, what do y'all think? It's a pretty good face. We've been drawing for 37 minutes now. All right, let's do another figure. Oh, I guess I need to do another one of these thumbnails. This is probably not even gonna work. Let's draw. I need to do a song, right? The Let's Draw song. All right, so let's move to another figure drawing. What do y'all think? Do you like the figures or the faces better? Scribble on the back of this shit. Uh-oh, did I run into the... I just finished this book? Y'all, I think I just finished my sketchbook. Wow. Yeah, okay. This book is finished. I'm gonna have to get another one. I got one in the back thing. Oh, the Demogorgon. Oh, that's the self-portrait that was requested. This was requested, okay? That's the fairy. This was also a request. The kitty cat was also a request. Tabby says, I think one of the things that I don't get along with in my style is dark line art or line art in general, though. I love seeing it in other art styles. Tell me a little bit more about the kind of work that you do, Tabby. Oh, here's another request we did for Nico. Oh, here's a portrait I did of Flag Nightstar. You remember this portrait, Flag? Looks just like you. Looks just like you. Crazy. Crazy how good I am. Well, Tavern, you and Flag Nightstar probably have some similar inspiration. And I think at some point started drawing on the back. Flag says, what shows do you like, Tav? And then they say, I draw a lot of has-beens. Not only do they draw has-been stuff, but they also do fan fiction. Flag is also a writer. So many. This is the first one we drew today. Second one we drew today. The fourth one we drew today. Yeah, I wasn't liking this one at first, but I really like it now for some reason. I also really like this one. You could tell, like, when I get warmed up, like, the work gets a little more... And that's it. That's this entire book. Yeah, I think I got more books. Paper's over. Here's another book. Now, have no fear. We have more paper here. Although I feel like I can get through this book today. Yeah, kind of draw. Oh, here's a whole other book. I have another whole book here, yeah. We got books out the wazoo. All right, so the last thing we did, was it a face? Tav says, some of the animated show I like are JJK and Bleach. Flag says, okay. All right, so jazz musician. Let's say we want to do another drummer. Let's do another drummer. Do another jazz drummer. Okay, sorry, I'm just looking for an interesting picture as a reference. Okay, look at these poor excuses for pencils. All right, let me get back in here. All right, this pencil's almost shot, but I'm not giving up on it yet. I'm not giving up on it yet. All right, let's do another little roll call here. All right, Tazzy and Flag are both still hanging out here. I'm just double checking on the streams. We're restreaming in YouTube, just making sure everything's still there. Nice, we got a couple new subscriptions over there on the YouTube. Whoa, look at Chrome link. They're private jams. Oh, I see. Tavern was telling me how the software she uses in the browser. All right, everything's still looking good. All right, y'all. Tabby says, I've seen Has Been Hotel and some of Helevia Boss. Helvia boss? All right, yo, here comes the drummer. All right, y'all ready? Everybody ready? Y'all ready? We're going in. Okay, sorry. Trying to, okay, all right. Y'all tell me when it looks like a drummer. When it stops to look like scribbles and starts to look like something intelligible. You tell me. Okay. All right, that's a good start. That's a good start. What do we think? Good start, or am I losing my mind? Okay, so what we need here is another one here. Okay, there's another one here. So these are symbols. Okay, there's another one here. All right. And this is our kick drum. It's got little latches on it that keep the face of the kick drum together. And even though the intricacies of the drum aren't there, I just think seeing some relative rhythm where a drummer might say, oh, I know that pattern. That's the lugs on a kick drum or something, you know? And even though the image, the kick drum doesn't go all the way around, I'm going to go ahead and finish the kick drum. Oh, and look, there's a tom here. And it also has these lugs. What do we think? Is it starting to look like a drummer yet, or is it still just madness? Get y'all hitting it off in the chat. Friends in the community. Very cool. All right, so I'm going to add some shadows here. This arm is... There we go. It's actually down here. All right. Same thing here. So I'm just trying to approximate where some shadows are in the image. And again, I'm not critical of maybe the placement or the... I'm critical of the composition. I still want it to look good, like laid out on the page, but the proportions are kind of irrelevant, and they don't have to be. Like if you're doing something similar and you want to focus on proportions, like that's cool. I see, and I do sometimes too. Like I get hung up on proportions, or I might focus on proportion to do something realistic. But in this kind of little exercise here where we're just kind of having fun, like it's a good exercise in like letting go of a little bit of control and just kind of letting the drawing kind of drive itself a little bit. And it's more fun sometimes to kind of not have to judge yourself the whole time you're trying to make a piece of art. Like what's the point in that? You can just take away all the parts that you don't like and just focus on the stuff you do like. That's what I'm trying to do anyway. All right, so this guy's got a hand over here, and it's something like so like if I say like here's a thumb, here's a finger, here's just, you know, like I want to define a hand right there, right? And he's gonna be holding a stick. So like there's some method to that, but also like that doesn't matter. Like there was kind of a hand started here, you know, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers, right? And then I can see the thumb here, but he'll have a drumstick here, and like purposely hold my pencil in an awkward way to make the drawing like a little less, just a little more obstacles in the way of the drawing, kind of, you know. And we're gonna smudge it all around. We'll take all that hard work we did and just ruin it. That's how I feel when I do this every time. Like, oh wow, I miss my clean highlights. But you know, sometimes you gotta give up control and you gotta say, hey, this is part of the process. You know, you gotta do the smudging part. You know, I want to like imply like his hand is maybe moving here. Like maybe we could imply some kind of motion here with these smudges. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so let's get back in here. Let's get back in here and find some highlights. Good night, Tav. It was nice to meet you. Come join us again. Thanks for hanging out on YouTube's and the Twitch. All right, so this might be our last drawing anyway. Let's find some highlights here. Okay. All right. Find some highlights here. Okay. All right. Arm here, find some highlights there. Oh, Flag's going? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Good night, Flag. I'm glad you made it back. We missed you on the stream yesterday. If you didn't know, Flag has made it to 100 streams in a row. You like that? So you like that kind of consistency? Well, you found the community. All right, so we're still just trying to find some highlights. Again, I'm not sure if any of these are in the right place, but I'm not trying to. I don't want to judge myself yet. You know, like nothing makes sense to me right now in this drawing. But in the end, when I look at it, maybe it will. So I'm just trying to 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 work with that in mind. And eventually, there's a plan. But there's no plan. Matter of fact, I think I'm done. I think I'm done. Boom. Can we tell? Does it look like a drummer? What do we think? Yay, nay? Does it look like a guy playing drums? You know, there's a couple more things I wanted to add. Notice that he also should have a lapel like that, okay? And then I want to give him a bow tie, because I can, and make sure his shoulder implies a suit. There we go. Now he kind of feels like a guy in a little tuxedo playing the jig, because that's what it was supposed to be. There we go. And if we really want to follow my rules, like, let's find those dark spots here, something like that. Let's sign it just as haphazardly as we drew it. And there's our jazz drummer. What do we think? I keep talking to the phone. All right, it's another one done. And I think that's it. That's 1 hour of drawing, y'all. You're not gonna take it out on the drywall. Don't take it out on yourself. Don't take it out on yourself. Don't take it out on yourself. Take it out on art. Tav says, it's an experience that lots of people need, even for the ones who might be shy. It's a place where you can share and chat. I agree. You're right, Tabby. Thanks for being here. Don't forget, take it out on art. That's what you're here for. You have that superpower. You're a superhero because you can take negativity and you turn it into positivity by taking it out on art. Proud of you. I love you. I want to see you back here. If you're on Twitch, come to the YouTube. If you're on YouTube, come to the Twitch. Like, follow, subscribe, or don't. I don't know. Be good to yourself. Take it out on art. I love you, and I'm proud of you. Bye-bye.